We're about to go somewhere odd now. Times to rise and elevation starts to drop down. Our little secret, don't kiss and tell, you're so bad. I'll probably see you in hell. Welcome to hell, baby. This is podcast hell.
What's up?
What's up, dude?
What's up, bruh?
What's up, bruh?
Yo, nothing that we were talking about before the podcast goes in the podcast.
Oh, he didn't press record.
Nothing
I
we were talking about.
wouldn't even dare to dream to talk about your darkest hour.
It is my darkest hour. Isn't that was a movie that came out recently?
The Darkest Hour?
Yeah. Not recently.
I was gonna say that sounds like an
8
old
years
movie.
ago.
Or Darkest Hour sounds like an '80s movie.
No, Darkest Hour was like I think it's Gary Oldman, and he plays like a British person.
That sounds like the most not in-depth role for him, where he doesn't have to like change himself.
Does he change himself a lot?
Yeah, he's a huge character actor.
But I feel like he's
Gollum.
He's not Gollum.
Isn't that Gary Oldman?
No.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. It's fucking. It's the other. It's Andy Serkis.
Oh.
Gary Oldman was Gollum.
So Gary Oldman was Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah.
He was
a human being. He plays only human beings.
But he plays like different types of humans. Like he does a lot of accents. He does like.
I don't think he does that many accents.
He does accents.
He's Harry Potter.
he's Sirius Black.
He's Sirius Black.
Yeah.
I know he's not Harry. He's in Harry Potter.
He's in Harry. Every character in Harry Potter is Harry Potter.
Let's just be real. Stop trying to fix it. You thought he was Gollum, and you were working backwards from.
Dude, they're all British.
Gary Oldman from Gollum.
If I want to say all British people are like, I fucking will, and that's just saying all white people look the same, and I'm not going to stand away from it.
Yeah, we don't do that on this podcast. I have an American flag on my T-shirt,
and I'm proud.
I'm proud. Don't sing. We can't afford it.
Yeah, no, that's true. Oh no, actually, no. Sorry. If it was, we could do the national anthem. Because the person,
can we?
The rule is with copyright is if they've been dead over 100 years that it is a free copyright. Like Shakespeare is a public.
Okay.
Like you can do a Shakespeare play and not have to pay royalties to it.
All right. Well, I can.
Like Irving Berlin is dead, and I can sing fucking I don't know, God Bless America, or whatever he wrote. He wrote all the American songs.
Irving Berlin.
He wrote like I think he wrote, either it was the Star Spangled Banner or the. God Bless America. I don't know.
Okay.
One of those.
Well, yeah, I don't want to sing a song.
I'm a Yankee Doodle Dad. No, that's not even. That's not one.
Well, you said Darkest Hour. That's why we got
Darkest
on Gary
Hour.
Oldman. He's in a couple things I thought were pretty good.
He's a great actor.
He's a great actor.
Yeah.
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 All right. Well, thanks for coming on the show.
Some sexual tension in there. I don't know what the hell that
There's
was.
some sexual tension.
I was like, were you about to make out with me?
Would it be so wrong? It's 2023.
It's 2023.
Yeah, man. Hey, how about you? 4 million views on. That's been pretty nice. You getting your dick sucked off that?
Oh my
What's going on?
God, that is a hell of a transition.
Did you show that to the ladies at the bar? You're like,
No,
look at
because
this.
I'm not pathetic. I've had
seen
a friend.
this?
You know what's funny? I've had a friend do that in the past. A comic friend do that.
Did it
we were
work?
at a bar. I'm not gonna say their fucking name. But I remember we were at a bar. It was at 1 a.m. We were at 13 Step, which does not exist anymore.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to $2 beer nights.
This is New York?
This is New York, and we were at a bar. It was like 1 a.m. I was ready to go to sleep. Like, I'm fucking tired. Like, I was drunk. And at one point, he got so, like, desperate. He's like, I'm a stand-up comedian to the girl, and then literally pulls up his fucking clips on YouTube to prove that he's a stand-up comedian. And nothing made me cringe harder than seeing a comedian just try to use a muted bit to be like, see the crowd? You see the crowd?
But maybe she wasn't believing that he was a comic. He was just trying to
think
verify.
it mattered, even if she didn't believe him. I don't think it was going to happen. Is more or less where I'm getting at.
Yeah, I mean that's okay.
That's fine.
You don't get.
But take the L. Don't go for the phone.
Look, man.
If you got to pull out your credits to get laid,
What did Wayne Gretzky say? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
With women.
That was the full quote.
I think that was a full quote.
And then he said white power after that. They cut off the quote.
and he started waving the American flag. You're proud to be.
You can go a little further with that one. Apparently, we do have the rights.
Yeah, we do have the rights. I think he's been dead for 100 years. But no, I think that if your friends try to wing you by embarrassing you by showing something like accomplishing that you did, I think that's fine. It's when you pull out the credits that's weird to me.
Yeah.
You can't suck your own dick in front of somebody. It's not appealing, unless that's something she's into.
Or unless yeah, of course.
Yeah, if she's into that, which I highly doubt it,
That's the only reason to do yoga.
is to
If a lady's not taking you to yoga, the only reason as a dude to do yoga is to
to
become flexible.
to suck your own.
To suck your own dick.
Yeah.
I used to have a joke about this. I haven't told it.
Were
in
you talking
forever.
about how like you did yoga for $1 million so you can suck your own dick?
No. The joke was the second I'm flexible enough to suck my own dick, a countdown starts. And that countdown is how long can you survive just sucking your own dick? However long that is, that's how long I have to live.
Everyone's tried.
I haven't told that joke in a while.
Everyone's tried.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not even close. You know, I mean, look.
Dude, I sneezed and I pulled my abdomen the other day. I think that's a sign of me getting old.
Now, how was this? Was this? Did you go and you pulled it, or it was with the sneeze to follow?
It was
through?
like I was already leaning down, like I was like just hunching in a chair, like just kind of like
Gordon.
Bye, Gordon. I was looking at my phone, and then the sneeze came, and I didn't have enough time to go like this, and I just went sneeze, and it like I think I went down too far, and then I pulled up. I literally felt like my abs were about to explode.
Ooh, that's a solid ab workout, though.
You
just sneeze too hard in a bad position.
John Bastow would be very happy with me. You guys remember Fitness Made Simple? John Bastow?
I don't remember the guy.
You don't remember the instructional video commercials?
No.
John Bastow.
Why are you saying it like he's a famous guy?
He was like a big guy in the 90s for infomercials for his fitness workouts.
Well, look, you're an infomercial guy.
Fitness Made Simple.
You're a big infomercial guy.
Yeah, no, but first of all, I'm the only person that knows infomercials.
I don't know the name of any infomercial guy. Test me.
OxyClean.
Don't know him.
It's Billy Mays.
I know that name.
That was Billy
I
Mays.
couldn't have told you what he did. Give me another guy.
ShamWow.
Don't know him.
Vince from ShamWow.
I'm sorry. Give me another guy.
I feel like if I just threw
Jared, Jared count?
Jared is not an infomercial. It was
infomercial.
Infomercials qualify when it's either too early in the morning or it's literally in the middle of the night.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like this is like a specific area of expertise for you. I don't think like these are famous guys.
You didn't have child narcolepsy?
You're up till child narcolepsy?
Were you up till 6 in the morning watching what was it? Ninja Bullet commercials, demonstrations with a bunch of like very much paid shit actors being like, "Wow, it makes smoothies."
Well, look, man,
and lobster bisque.
It makes me happy that you made a short film.
I was not trying to pivot to that.
No, I know. Well, we don't got to talk about it. Nobody gives a fuck. But
no.
But it was good, and it seems like it was something from your childhood.
Yeah, no, for sure it was.
I think like I wonder like because I did the death thing, and I'm like, what is that from my childhood? 'Cause, like I wasn't like.
Did you have a fear? Were you really scared of death, like actually dying as a kid?
No.
I feel like every kid kind of had a little bit of a.
I don't think I was that afraid of dying.
That might be more of a reason why you would do that.
That because I want to fear it.
No, that because you don't fear it. You're like, I want to be funny to make fun of the guy who apparently kills people.
It's a little funny that we all die.
You think it's funny? Like the idea that we get to have
It's a little funny that we're all running around being like, I better get organized, and it's like
you're gonna die, and
it's like literally
it's over in a little bit.
Like it's gonna be all new people pretty soon. Like it's a little funny that we're all gonna
my favorite
die.
is like, and this is gonna sound shitty, but it's like, oh, don't you care about what you're gonna do for the environment for your grandkids? I'm like, first of all, never gonna meet them. And it's more like when you leave a restaurant job where you're like, well, this place will burn down eventually. It may not be with me inside of it, but eventually things are going to change.
Yeah,
it's the inevitable because you can do whatever you want, but the reality is that there's nothing we can do. Yes and no.
Sure, I mean,
little things for sure, but that would be if you took everyone in the world, put them in a classroom, being like, here's what we all have to do, everybody, and if everyone just does this. We're going to reset the earth and we'll be good.
Yeah. I don't... I mean, I know that I try to, like, whatever. I guess I recycle, I think. I think I put the...
You've definitely thrown, like, a full bottle of water inside of recycling.
Is that bad?
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
You're not supposed to put the water in?
No, you're supposed to. The bottle's supposed to be empty.
Oh.
Any recyclable should be empty.
Well, wasn't fucking Al Gore riding on like fucking private planes while he was doing Inconvenient Truth?
Yes.
So doesn't that make everything he said untrue?
Yeah. Isn't he just flying a man bear pig in the sky?
Sorry, I've been watching reruns of Fox News from 2002. All I have is ways to discredit Al Gore's Inconvenient Truth. No, I mean, sure.
Here's the little inconvenient truth.
Look, it's like being an ethical person is so fucking annoying. Like the idea of like, I'm gonna really try to do what's right for other, like if you're just
that's
quietly,
because most of them are politicians, and that's why.
Well, politicians, they're feigning it and trying to take credit for the things that are easy to take credit for. I'm talking about actual do-gooders out there. I'm talking to you.
Isn't it exhausting?
You're annoying.
Can I say that? Isn't it exhausting to be a goody two shoes when you're 40? Isn't it a little exhausting to post infographics and just memes about the environment? Isn't that exhausting that you know that people only want to fuck you for your body? As soon as you start talking about the environment, their dick goes inside of them. Isn't that exhausting?
Yeah. I don't know. I just...
Because I don't get it. Because at the end of the day, I think everyone in this life, and we've argued about this, and I will continue to argue about this, I think that most people on this planet are shitty.
Yeah. And
everyone's going to act like they're a great person. Sure, when you're old, your grandkids will think that you're a fucking saint because you got to a certain age, you're old, and you're fragile and cute. But the reality is that person did something fucked up in their life, and everyone is a little shitty.
Yeah, I don't know if I disagree with that. Why do you say we fight about that?
Oh, no, you know what we fight about is that I say that comics are shitty. We've had that argument a couple times.
I just don't think you should be painting with such a broad brush. I feel like we're all individuals, and if you don't, you should. I feel like you're a fucking asshole.
Dude, I don't know, man. I just don't like saying that I'm a good person, and I just like to surprise people. Does that make sense?
Of course, you set the expectation low so you can.
When I do something great, everyone's like, "Wow,
yeah,
cool." Same reason where I don't walk into a room going, "I'm gonna kill." I mean, you
go with the bad boy. You go like, "I'm a bad boy," and then
I'm a bad boy.
But then like
hey lady, I'm bad news.
But then like You invite a lady over to my house when you're watching Gordon when I'm out of town, and like she sees you petting him. She's like, "Oh, he is sweet," and then you get blown on my couch. That's what you do. And by the way,
dude,
I encourage that.
I love that scenario.
Get blown in every room of my house.
I like the balcony. I love the
balcony's nice. You've slept here before?
No,
you never stayed over.
No, when I watched Gordon that one time, I stayed late. Rob intercepted, and he got Gordon properly. After 11:30, he was knocking on the door like 7 times.
Okay.
I did fall asleep, but I was not meant to sleep over. No.
All right, you're allowed to sleep over if you ever want to sleep over. I got a nice little futon over here.
I will definitely take that up.
I should ask Liz.
Yeah, you should probably.
I take it back. Offer rescinded, but if she approves, then offer
Sure, the offer would be on the table at some point.
I think it would be fine.
I'm not rushing to it, but it's not a bad idea.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I remember like when I was a kid, we used to have sleepovers at my friends' houses all the time.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Let's just fucking crash here and like drink fucking Kool-Aid and pee in the sleeping bag a little bit and try not to tell anybody.
Can I be candid? Being single again, you get to have sleepovers with your friends. If you're single, be like, "Hey, I'm just gonna crash on the couch." You're like, "Okay."
Yeah.
It's just a thing.
And then your friends are like in bed with their wives, being like, "I'm worried about Brad."
That sounds like
He keeps asking about sleepovers. He seems sad.
I know. I crash at my buddies all the time because it's like if we're gonna go drink and then we Uber back to his place, I'm like, fuck it, dude. It's already like 3 a.m. I'm not gonna drive. Yeah. I have friends who are like, I'm gonna go drive, and I'm like, you have fun. I would rather not.
It's a little fun.
What going for a joyride at 3 a.m.
You shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it. But like, are we gonna pretend like? It's not a little.
No, it's not. I fear for my life. I also, as you know, I do doze off.
I used to rock it back in college a little bit. I don't do it anymore. It's definitely wrong and dangerous. If you kill somebody, you gotta,
you know what?
You got to go to high schools for the rest of your life and put a big photo of the kid you killed up and learn all these stats about his life and like talk to.
Let's talk about how you're an old person now, because when we went out, we're going to talk about how he thinks he likes to be a bad boy. We went out to emo karaoke and I pulled a White Claw out of my jeans and started drinking in the middle of the street, and you went full dad on me.
I didn't go full dad.
Yes, you did.
I just said we're downtown, and like there's cops.
No, there's not.
There's cops
not.
Downtown.
No, there's not.
I think there are.
There are, but there's not.
And you don't think that's, you know what? In the YouTube comments, should you walk around downtown LA drinking open containers of alcohol?
100%. And I did it in New York, and I'll do it in LA.
You did it in New York too?
100%.
I have friends that got tickets for that.
Yeah, but it depends on what part of town you're walking around like that.
No, not legally. They're not like, oh, it's okay in Chelsea.
First of all, what I'm telling you it's against the law. I'm not telling you like it's a right thing to do.
Yeah.
I'm just saying more than likely you're not going to get a ticket because there is way more shit that they have to worry about in LA especially. Like, you know, a homeless man taking a glass bottle and slitting your throat. That's probably a little bit important than the fucking Truly lemonade in the back pocket that I'm about to crush before I walk into this expensive ass club.
I don't know, man. I guess I kind of.
And then you said you were gonna drink it, and then you fucking put it in bed. You're like, I'll drink it on the way out. I'm like, why would you drink a drink on the way to the car that you're gonna go drive?
That's a good point.
Yeah, you lied through your fucking teeth.
I was just gonna have one,
which is fine. But
I don't know.
I'm not here to peer pressure you into drink, but I will tell you to tell me not to drink in public. Like the cops were chasing us down the street, which they were not, was hilarious to me because you're like, who does this? You made it sound like I was this like vagrant. You're like, who's out here drinking on the street? I'm like, I'll tell you, all of the people in my phone book.
Let me tell you something, okay? You be a bad boy all you want right now as a single guy. When you get in your next relationship, let's say it lasts a couple years, pull out a fucking Truly and start drinking it open container walking down the street. See what your lady says. You will get checked back into pussydom like I have been very quickly.
Hey,
there's no way a married in a relationship guy that's not about to get a divorce is busting out Trulies and drinking on the side of the street with cars and shit. Like that's a single guy move.
Eric, the moment I crack it over to Truly on the street with my woman, if she doesn't crack one back, well, she's probably not my woman.
Yeah, this is tough talk. Tough talk. Well, once you get the old little love feelies in you, you are gonna change that tune. You will not be drinking in public. I guarantee it.
Drinking in public, first of all,
you're gonna like the way you look.
First of all, I'm just saying this. I'm a broke boy. I'm not assuming the girl I'm going to be with is also going to be broke, but, you know, times are tough, everybody. And if you're buying all your drinks at the bar, well, good for you. You're clearly doing very well for yourself that you don't have to pregame still. I'm in a mode where if I'm going out to a fun, lively night where I know I'm going to get a little buzzed, going to have a couple, some of them, maybe two, are going to be in the street.
This is fucking over. The second,
maybe out in the street. We can't afford that one.
This is what it is. When you fuck up and you get a ticket, right now you're in a place where all you have to worry about is the self-hate that you feel from fucking up. You don't have another person looking at you going, what the fuck did you do? Like when you have that, when you have to come home to then get it from, you're not gonna do stuff like that.
Dude, I'll be honest with you.
I'm telling you.
I have done it with other people. It's not that big of a deal. I just think this is the conservative in you coming out.
This is the conservative?
You're like,
come on.
You can't drink in public because Jesus is watching. That's what I feel like when you say that. You're like, you can't drink that.
Well, first off,
that's not the blood of Christ. Do not drink that in public.
Why does he got to be Jesus? Why can't it be Allah? That's number one.
Well, because you're not Muslim.
Do you know that?
Yes.
All you have to do is say you're Muslim.
I don't know. Maybe the 10 minutes you talk about on stage about you almost getting molested by a priest might do it for me.
Yeah, but maybe that pushed me into Islam, for all you know. I haven't told you.
Yeah, have you changed your name yet? That's usually the move too. Usually change your name.
I might do that. I think I could pull off and.
What would you be your name converting?
Muhammad.
That's lame.
That's what you change your name to.
You're gonna go with the Erick of names.
Okay, well, what's a better? I don't know another. The only names I know that are
What about Abdul?
Muslim.
I like Abdul for you.
Ooh, like Abdul Rahif.
Or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem Abdul. Maybe I could come Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I just fully changed my name.
You have to be like the fifth, just because technically you're not.
Yeah, no, I just would be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That
would be fun.
That would be a funny thing to pull out on your license, and someone, the cop going, "Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
Just purely to troll.
Why can't you do that? Like, you can change your name legally to whatever you want. Like, you could.
You can. It's just a lot of money. It's like $300, I think, to change your name.
That's not that much money to have a license that says like your face and it says.
Sorry, it's raining new license in your life. You're gonna like $300. What's $300?
Listen, $300.
That's my car payment.
For $300, when you pull out your license, it has your white bald head on it, and it says Scottie Pippen. That's very funny. That is worth $300.
I think Michael Jordan would be a funny one too.
Scottie Pippen's funnier.
No, Dennis Rodman actually would be funnier.
Rodman's funnier, dude. Or you go Kukoc. You don't know basketball players. Tony Kukoc.
Oh yeah.
Do you really know him?
I do. I've heard that name before.
Okay.
I don't know him. We're not friends.
He's a white guy.
I think O.J. Simpson would also be very funny.
O.J. Simpson would be funny.
Finding a name that spells out O.J. Simpson. Like whatever the first name is with an O.
Oh yeah. You could do that too.
That's funny.
What do you think about the name Papo?
Papo?
I've kind of created that for myself on the last podcast.
I'm going to be honest with you. Papo either sounds like a dog's name.
Yeah.
Or somebody who wants to be a wrestler.
Well, I don't hate wrestling.
No, I don't either.
I watched the Stone Cold documentary yesterday.
Isn't it great?
It's really good.
I will say
the funniest part is where he's just like, I love... Because usually when you watch that documentary, like, they get to the part where you see that their family hates them.
Yeah.
And everybody makes excuses. And they say, like, it's hard and you're on the road, but you're not happy. And you miss them, but you feel torn. And Stone Cold just goes like, yeah, no, girls weren't very much of a priority. And I'm trying to make it up now, but they hate me. I know why. He just goes like, I was never there.
There was the thing, and I'm paraphrasing this. This was in his book where he talked about. So he's been charged with assault, his ex-wife.
Yeah, Deborah's not.
But apparently
it's
his
Deborah.
wife. Yeah, but apparently his wife used to hit him too. It was like a mutual beating, it doesn't make it better. But it is kind of like
something tells me it wasn't mutual.
No. There was reports where she was beating him. It was a mutually toxic fucking relationship.
But that's what they said in season 2 of what's the show with the ladies, and they're in Santa Barbara and the water's crashing on the waves and they're going, ooh. It's all the ladies.
About
Big Little Lies.
Big Little.
Did you ever see that one?
Nope. My wife doesn't make me watch Big Little Lies.
It was not bad. The second season sucked, but in the first season, Nicole Kidman is dating. I think his name's like Andre Skarsgård or something. He's like this big, tall, blonde actor from Sweden.
Skarsgård. Yeah.
Skarsgård. Yeah. One of the Skarsgård. He's a big, tall guy.
Yeah.
And the whole they have this abusive relationship, and it'll just it's not funny in the beginning. You're like, ooh, this is tough to watch. But towards the end, he's just straight up choke slamming her through the kitchen table and stuff.
Jesus Christ.
And they do these quick cuts where it kind of does look like wrestling moves.
Of course.
I'm like,
that's gotta be gay.
This got so mad at me for laughing. I'm like, I don't think it's funny to do that to your wife.
There's something about here's the thing. Violence is funny when it's portrayed on television, whether you want to admit it or not.
Yeah, it's
and
a
it's
little
scripted.
funny.
I'm not saying real violence. Oh, sometimes when someone falls, it's hilarious. But
that's funny.
When someone fucking falls through, breaks something, glass shatters, it's funny. And you know why? Because physical comedy still exists, and we choose to ignore it.
Yeah.
We choose to ignore that there wasn't a time where physical comedy literally was all comedies.
I didn't realize you had a physical comedy soapbox to hop up on.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Really...
We don't have a Chris Farley anymore, and that's the problem. We don't. Chris Farley was the physical comedy guy.
Yeah, I think people want to think that they're Chris Farley because they're fat, but it's like
It doesn't work the same way.
it doesn't work the same way.
I think
like,
you also need a Coke addiction. That would help as well.
Coke addiction helps,
And also just being funny.
and you also just need to be like so driven by your what your father didn't give you.
100%.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He's also a one. He's a one-off. Is what we call him.
What I wanted to say though, which is very interesting, and this is kind of like inside baseball, but also not because everyone knows about it. I've been watching a couple of videos because I'm getting back into wrestling heavily.
Yeah.
Is that they're saying that this is going to be the renaissance for the WWE and
Give me a
AEW.
fucking break.
No, it is
no
because
goddamn way.
You know why? It's in the numbers. There is no new scripted television coming out in the next year. The only things that are on the air right now are soap operas, reality TV, and wrestling.
Yeah.
And then the sports doesn't come back truly. There's baseball now, but NFL doesn't come back till later this year. It's going to be like 4 to 5 straight months of fucking wrestling, and people are going to be fans. And it's going to be a huge, it's going to be mainstream. I'm telling you, remember this podcast.
Look, I don't think it going mainstream means it's going to be good. I won't deny that it might become more popular. But the golden age of wrestling was
it's over.
That's over.
No, I'm
like
not-
the time
I'm not
when it was
saying-
the most fun and the most wild and the most inappropriate. That's gone.
Let me be clear. I'm not saying that it's going to be the golden age of wrestling, but I will say this is going to be the first time since the Attitude Era that it is going to be one of the most popular things on television. It will be must-see TV because there's no choice.
I don't know how you say that because it's on like fucking NBC now and shit.
It's on Peacock and Fox.
It's
and
crazy.
Why is that crazy?
Because it used to be like hidden on USA Network. You'd put it on and it would be like Triple H in blackface making fun of The Rock, and you're like, wow, this is 2003. Like it was wild. It was way over the line.
The story,
but it was like kind of hidden still. And now it feels very like. Now it sounds so dumb because obviously wrestling is scripted, but now it feels like action figure commercialized. When I watch it, I'm like.
But here's the thing also. This is something that's interesting, and this is to go hand in hand with wrestling. The way they're talking about reality TV is the exact same way they're portraying wrestling now, because wrestling is now highlighted on ESPN. People talk about the Vanderpump bullshit as it's like a real fucking thing. Like anyone should care. Like it's any other thing in Hollywood. It's all scripted horseshit. Is it toxic horseshit? Yes, but it's no different. So I think that this is just a good time for wrestling where it's not going to get the same flack it always did. I guess that's my point.
Okay, maybe you're right on that. I just think it'll always. I would rather.
It'll never be as big as what it once was. I agree with that.
Not as big, as awesome.
As awesome. Excuse me. Awesome.
It was awesome.
It was awesome.
Like Degeneration X was
100%.
Awesome.
Stone Cold stunning his boss every week on television.
Yeah,
Awesome.
telling people to suck it is awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
Suck it.
Suck it.
Yeah, it was awesome. What
Good.
else? Mark Henry.
Mark Henry lifting up a car, but also having sex with a 90-year-old woman.
Yeah, Val Venus.
Oh my God, people forget about
Val
that.
Venus was pretty good.
Val Venus is hello, ladies. The creepiest. And he called himself the Big Valboski.
Oh yeah.
And he would wear a towel to the ring and then take it off as if he was going to be naked. Never naked.
Yeah, Val Venus was pretty tight.
But
Who was your biggest crush? Like lady?
Oh, dude, that's easy.
Let me
Trish Stratus.
Trish Stratus.
Trish Stratus.
Yeah,
dude.
I'm gonna go.
She's back.
Is she back?
Yeah, she's really done up.
How's she doing?
She for her age, she looks good, but like she's got a lot of work done.
Can she still like move around in the ring and
100%.
like do the Stratusfaction? Did she hit the Stratusfaction still?
Stratusfaction.
That's a whole flip. That's the flip.
I know the one where she like goes up the thing and then brings him around the side.
Oh, that's not the Stratusfaction.
I thought that was a Stratusfaction.
No.
Where she has them in like kind of headlock, she goes up the buckle and then comes back around the side.
I don't think
that's the Stratusfaction.
Maybe that is the Stratusfaction.
That is Stratusfaction. Yeah, she still does that.
Okay, good. But she used to do like a moonsault.
Moonsault. I don't think she's doing
off the
moonsaults.
first.
I don't think she's doing moonsault.
She's like 50.
Do you know that Brock Lesnar used to do that front flip? What was it called? I forgot the name of the move, but he did like a front flip backwards. I forgot what it was called.
Front flip backwards.
Or like he literally would go and then like do like a flip in midair.
Brock Lesnar is pretty badass.
Yes.
I liked
Still going.
I liked Stacy Keibler.
That was another one. She still looks great. Have you seen what she looks like now?
No.
She got inducted this past year.
Hall of Fame.
Looks exactly the
for
same,
her.
if not hotter.
Didn't she became an actress?
No, she more or less shifted into like the mom influencer now. That's like what she's doing.
Okay. So she's not really wrestling anymore.
No, but
she's
she's got legs.
got legs. And then didn't she go with the Dudley Boys for a little bit?
She did. She was the Dudley sister, yeah.
That was fun.
And then she was the fucking Vince's like side piece.
Dude, I watched one with Spike Dudley.
Oh, when they threw him out of the ring, and then have you seen the interview where he talks about it?
No.
He had to beg the Undertaker to do it because he didn't want to. Undertaker did not feel comfortable throwing him outside the ring.
Oof.
He literally threw him out to nothing. It was just the ring.
Yeah. What do you think's worse, that or Mankind getting thrown off the top of the cage?
Everyone thought Mankind was going to die that day. Everyone was straight up convinced that he might have been dead.
You said it, so
And he came back. That was the fucked up thing. The guy was concussed.
He came back.
They
Yes,
took
he
him
came
on the
back.
stretcher, brought him out, goes to the top of the ring, goes to the top of the cage again for Undertaker to
Dude.
flip him back into the ring and then break the ring.
People were losing their mind, but you don't remember. He also, after everything, that he gets taken out on a stretcher, he loses the match. He came back later in the pay-per-view. And affected another match. People were just like, "Fucking, how is he alive?" Like he was just completely.
My buddy put this up because we always send each other JR compilations. He's the greatest commentator of all time.
Yeah.
But just he goes, JR could commentate my wedding and funeral. Where like it's like the opening clip of the compilation is where Kane has Eric Bischoff in a chokeslam, or is it Kane? I think it was Kane. He has him in the chokeslam position. He's just like, he has it just in the air. He's like, chokeslam, that son of a bitch. Do it. Do it. And he just fucking throws him.
Is Jim Ross still alive?
Yeah, he does AEW now. But he's like, you could tell he's just old and tired.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, it's no
Jerry
hate.
the King Lawler had a stroke this past year, so he's out.
He's done.
Yeah, they thought he was going to die.
I mean, he will.
He will, because everyone does.
Everybody does, and you guys shouldn't be sad about that. Or
pretty full circle.
Maybe you are sad about that. I don't feel that. I don't know. Do you think there's a God?
No.
Really?
No. I think we all go into the ground and we eventually disintegrate. We become Jesus' soil.
Well, obviously that's true. Physically,
I think we just become bug meal.
Well, I obviously
bug meal.
But that's not saying anything. That's saying like, but that's it. You don't think there's any like greater thing that connects us in the universe?
How?
Why, there's a hole in your heart that can only be.
Everybody's got a hungry heart.
Come on, fill it with a little bit. Fill it with the Lord. I don't know.
No,
wouldn't it be fun? It would be fun.
I think we just die, and anyone who says there's something else, why don't you go dig up a fucking grave and find out?
But Brad, nobody's saying you go to heaven with your body floating out. Everybody acknowledges that your body rots.
Where's anything going? What are you talking about?
Where are you going?
Yeah, what do you mean? Like you're
going into heaven.
You see black when you die. It has been said people who have died on a operating table that you just see black.
It has been said.
That you see
That's
black.
your argument. It has been said.
It has been said that you see black, and it's almost like
it's also been said that people die and they have they see a light and they see people.
Are you talking about sociopath?
I'm not talking about sociopaths. I'm talking about
I saw the light, and if you find the kindness in your heart, just find the kindness in your heart and reach into your damn pockets and fill up that basket.
I'm talking about
for the Lord.
I'm talking about good-hearted people who have a near-death experience.
Tell me, Joel Osteen, who are these good fucking people?
The
Lord feels good.
You to give me your money.
I always love Little Nicky with Quentin Tarantino. You make the Lord very nervous. Make the Lord very nervous.
I don't know. I don't really believe. I don't know. I don't know what is there a God, but I think I do believe. I don't know what that means, but I do think that there's like a force greater than us. That's what I do think I believe in.
I mean, if we're going on the alien path, we could talk about that.
I'm not talking about aliens. I'm talking about the universe is so fucking massive. I feel like the whole prime mover theory like holds weight for me. I remember hearing that when I was a kid in Catholic school, when I was like you, where I was wearing all black and saying there's no God and that we all just go on the ground.
Pause.
When I was doing this whole rigmarole, I also heard the prime mover theory, and it gave me pause. And I said, that makes sense.
I'm saying pause because the church is ran by a bunch of pedophiles, and you're going to tell me that they know what happens after I die?
Well, if a pedophile tells you it's noon when the sun's at its highest point, is he lying because he's a pedophile? Sometimes the pedophiles have a point. Oh,
Clip
shit.
it. Clip it. Clip it. Clip it.
Clip it. Fucking.
Pedophiles have a point.
Listen, that was so good that even you were like, I lose.
But I think that should be the beginning clip of your podcast. Like,
Is me saying even
pedophiles have a point. Ah! And then it just like zooms in like really fast.
Yeah.
Can't wait for this podcast to just fucking get canceled before it starts.
It's just canceled from what? 25 people listen to the
I'm
last
kidding,
one.
Dude. I'm joking.
It's growing. I'm growing it.
I'm proud of you for coming back.
Is Only Farts coming back?
Shut the fuck up.
Can you just rename your podcast and come back? That's what I did.
No, I actually make content. I don't need to rely on a podcast. Right
Come on.
I'm good for now.
Come on. Let's go fishing for some pod fans.
Nope. I'm good.
Why don't you like going on pods though?
I love going on pods.
You don't want to have
no
one.
responsibility.
And by the way, you said that so snarky. You were like,
I totally did.
I make content. I don't need to have a podcast. Well, what the fuck is a podcast? A podcast is content.
Here's the thing. There's so much responsibility, like getting a text in the middle of the day being like, "Can you come over in 3 hours? I need to do an episode."
Shut up. Don't fucking do that.
That gave me anxiety, and that's why I don't like doing podcasts.
That gave you anxiety?
Yes.
Why?
Because I don't miss that.
Miss what?
Like
having to ask people.
Scrambling to get people.
But I have a podcast that's fine. I'll just do a solo app. And the people love my solo apps.
I love your solo apps. No, I'm not saying
I'm kidding. The people hate them. They're very unpopular.
Well, whatever.
I mean, the numbers bear it out. You go on YouTube. Those solo apps, I say, just me, people are like,
pass.
Skip.
Pass.
When is Brad Stoll coming back?
Yeah, no, that's definitely not a thing. Unless it's the Rob Stern show, which we got a nice compliment.
From who?
Dylan Fisher said that he listened to our episode while working out, and he said it was one of the funniest things he listened to.
Who the fuck is Dylan Fisher?
Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
Dylan Fisher, friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Coming back
soon.
Friend
of the pod.
Known pedophile. Just kidding.
See, the problem is you don't cut this like Rob, so I know there's going to be a lot of things in here that are
Rob doesn't cut the podcast anymore. I did it last night.
Wow.
He doesn't cut anything. He leaves the bombs in.
That's funny.
I think it's better.
Of course it's funnier, but it's also funnier when he hard cuts. When it like we know that there was like a moment of like.
No, it's not because like he cut some of our funniest fucking bits. Remember we had like non-binary quarterback or whatever, and he cut it.
It was trans.
Trans quarterback, and the announcer wasn't on board. It was very funny.
Yeah.
But he was like, "Can't do it. It's too risky."
Listen, I'm not going to trash Rob, but like, you know.
No, trash Rob. Fuck it.
No.
Trash him.
No, because I thought it was actually kind of funny. Like, first of all, our episodes were still funny, but like, I thought it was funny when you like knew that something offensive was coming. Like, and it just became like hard cut to something else. We're like, that didn't seem like it flowed. We're like, that's because we said something that shouldn't hit the
I like that he's not cutting it anymore. I think that's smart. And like,
it's a fun, dude. It's a funny show, man.
Yeah. But no,
here we are talking about comedy like I didn't want to do.
Hang on, we're not talking about comedy. We're talking about our fucking friend who has a podcast. But we don't. We can change topics.
Here's the thing. Like,
drink your water. You haven't even touched your water.
I'm all about people doing their podcast, having their thing right. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I do think that there is like at a certain point, and this is purely opinion. I'm not saying it's right. I think that to have a plethora of different content is important because at the end of the day, a podcast is great, but it's just one thing next to your stand-up where it's just basically another version of it.
Yeah.
Or it's just like there's versatility to doing other things. That's all.
Put your hand down on the table for a second. Mm-hmm. Feel the table. What do you think about the feel of this table? This is a good podcast table?
This feels like some class came in to do a science class before we came to make slime.
Like slime?
A slime. I'm not saying the table's slimy. It's giving me vibes of like, I feel like there were a bunch of beakers on here at some point.
Yeah, it's like the hard marble.
Yeah, it's weird.
You know what it was? Like if I was like what it makes me think of is if I was shooting a sketch where I had to be Uday Hussein or like some like dictator, but I couldn't afford like $1 million tile.
So they brought in like.
So it would be like this type of like particle board, shitty.
You know what this reminds me of? It looks like you took floor and then put a bunch of legs on it.
Yeah,
This is really unnatural feeling.
But I like it.
If you like it, that's all that matters. What I think is not important.
But you would, if you had a desk like this, you would kill yourself.
It would drive me fucking crazy.
So I remember when we were picking it out, like, because we were moving here, and my mom came to like help us with furniture, and so I'm looking with Liz, and she's picking out like perfectly nice desks, and I was like, I want this one, and she was like, you just want like a fucking slab of. Why would you want this? I'm like, I just want fucking space to
Return
put
the
shit on
slab.
I just want fucking space. Like I want to go like this on my desk.
I like that there's room.
Like this is my. I want to do like you can do blow off this desk. This is a doing blow off your desk.
No, because there's crevices, and you don't want crevices when you're doing blow. It needs to be a flat.
You can get your nose into it.
It means no. I'm not going to do that. You need a flat surface. I've never done cocaine, but this is terrible for coke because it wouldn't. You can't cut it properly on.
Have you ever done coke?
Nope.
Well, you sure sound like you fucking.
I've watched a lot of Scarface.
Dabbed.
And a lot of Blow the Movie, but I've never done it.
Never done coke either.
I drink coffee. That's like my coke.
I don't feel like I can go my whole life not doing coke.
I want to do the thing that everyone says they're gonna do when they get really old. I want to do all the drugs, like right before I die.
Yeah.
Have like a day of drugs where I'm like, we're gonna do some coke, we'll do some heroin, we'll do some fucking GHB or whatever.
I don't know, because once you're at that point...
Did you ever get shown that video, by the way, in college? The GHB video? So they brought this girl in, and apparently her brother OD'd on GHB. GHB is the stuff that comes from the bottom of the sink. It's a chemical that you basically put in the bottom of a water bottle, so it only fills up to like the third or fourth ring of it. And it looks like it's clear, so it looks like water, and you're only supposed to take a cap full. A cap full is equivalent to 6 beers. And if you drink more than that, you could OD because obviously, if there's no regulation on GHB. And this kid apparently took a swig of a bottle of GHB, not knowing it was GHB, and basically turned purple and choked on his own vomit and died.
Okay.
And then she came and spoke at our school the first week to scare us out of drinking alcohol or doing drugs.
But GHB is like sink scum?
It is sink scum. That's the best. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
How does that make you not want to drink?
Huh?
How does that make you not want to drink
alcohol? Because it gets you drunk. No, GHB is the side, like the effects of it is you feel drunk. Like it's the
yeah, but that's a dumb. Your school fucked up. You should have somebody come someone who got too drunk, and then
this person's dead. So the sister of the deceased spoke to us and cried. And peer pressured us into not peer pressures, guilted us into peer pressures. And then she's like, "You need to drink more GHB."
How old was the sister?
At this point, it'd been like clearly the kid died in like the 90s, and like I was in school
in the fucking 90s. So this girl was like probably we're going back.
And I was in college in 2010.
So this lady was probably like 30,
in her 30s, yeah.
And she was crying about her brother that died when he was like.
And they showed a whole video about it. And then she spoke for 20 minutes.
They would bring guys into us, and they'd always be like really like personal, like funny guys. And they'd be like telling these stories. They'd be like, "Yeah, man, getting drunk with your friends, getting drunk." And then I killed him. And then they'd bring up the guy that they killed driving drunk. And they would make you feel bad for laughing earlier in the presentation. And they'd be like, "You ever drink, I'll fucking kill you." Like it was very like
Jesus Christ.
They wouldn't say that part, but it was very like
I love that.
I don't. I
wish that was.
That's
my
the thing.
thing.
That's a thing that like some comics did. Not naming any names.
Oh, you know comics who did those like speeches? For
no, not that. It's like a
or killed their friends.
It's a comic. Well, there's a lot of those. It's a thing where it's like where you go like, "Hey man, here's a funny story. Laugh at this funny story, and here's why it's not funny that you laughed." It's like, well, fuck you. Don't make it funny then, you piece of shit.
Wait, can we pause? I need to go to the bathroom.
No, just go pause. I'll talk while you're gone.
Okay.
That's there's no editing on this podcast. There's no pause.
I'll be right back, everybody.
You don't need to tell him. Just go pee.
That's not a pee.
What do you think?
That's not a pee.
How do you guys think this podcast is going so far? I think it's going all right.
Is this bathroom usable?
That bathroom is usable, but I didn't clean it, so if there's shit on it, I apologize.
It smells like shit.
Uh-oh.
I need to slam it.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. this is a real artistic choice I'm making with the podcast now. It's to not cut in these moments. I mean, you talk to old Eric, old podcast, bringing the backups, Eric, I would pause it. I would come back. I'd do like a little bit that I'd kind of written out while Brad was gone. I'm not doing that anymore, all right? I'm making it so that these babies can come out hot and fresh like the day I record them, all right? When are people seeing this? You're seeing this on Tuesday if you're watching this right now. On Tuesday, what's today? The 20th, 21st, 22nd? Well, I'm recording this one 5 days early, but normally I'm recording like the day before. Man, it's weird to go solo. I probably should have paused when Brad was gone. I wonder if this would be interesting to like, if while he's doing his business, if I just sat here silently in the YouTube video, I wonder, like, would I lose followers at that point, or would people be oddly intrigued? I don't know. I don't know what I would do if I came on to watch a podcast and was like kind of halfway paying attention, and then it was just silent for a minute, but then I checked a video and was like, oh, they're still going. They're just making a choice to be silent. I kind of like that. So maybe, I don't know. I don't have the balls to do it right now. What I do have the balls to do is tell you, listener, to fucking review this show 5 stars, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Please, it helps the show greatly. I would greatly appreciate you doing that. And if you're on YouTube, if you're watching this on YouTube right now, leave a comment. How are you enjoying the show? Did Brad go number 1 or number 2? I mean, at this point, it's been about 2.5 minutes. Like, either one's an option. He could be squeezing out a tight little turd. I don't know. Tell me in the comments. Subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. It helps us a lot. I keep saying us, but it's me. It's my own. There's not a podcast hell team of people working around the clock to release episodes at midnight on Tuesday. It's me. But yeah, support the show. That would be cool. I should also mention I have a show at the Hollywood Improv on the 26th. So this is coming out. This will come out on the 25th, right? So yeah, come to the show on the 26th, the Hollywood Improv. If you're around, that would be cool to see some people there. And tell them if anybody ever comes up to me and says, I heard about your show on your podcast, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. That would be wild if this thing gets to even that level. So come make my day. Make my fucking day. Come by, hang out. That would be cool. What else is going on with me? What else should we talk about when Brad comes back? That will be an interesting thing to try to, I'd say it's been pretty good so far. We did get pretty deep into wrestling. Wrestling I didn't realize that they're covering it on ESPN. He said that and I meant to like make fun of it and we kind of moved on too fast. But like, what has happened to ESPN? What is happening? Just cover sports. Just do what you did in the 90s. Stu Scott, Susie Kolb, ESPN2, NFL Edge matchup, Ron Jaworski, Merrill Hodge. It's not that hard. Just like show the sports that people care about. Like, here's the thing about wrestling. I like wrestling. It sounds like I'm shitting on it. I'm not. I think it's fun, but it doesn't belong on ESPN. You're like... You're changing it. You're making it something that it's not. It's when people say that football is scripted and basketball, like all the players are on scripts. Okay, that's obviously dumb. But when you then play highlights of professional wrestling right after, where you are told who's gonna win, now you're giving like credence to that. Like they're different things. I don't know. Sports entertainment is not sports. You can take that to the bank and you can cash it. All right, we got about 10 minutes left. It's about 10 minutes left on this podcast. At some point, Brad Stoll is going to return. We're gonna see what else he wants to chat about. I don't think I was wrong on the drinking in public thing. I don't know why I got so prudish on that. He might have had a point. If I'm being real. I've been in a relationship for like 10 years. I feel like I'm a house cat. Papo's a house cat. I'm gonna keep doing the Papo thing too. I've committed to calling myself that. So you guys want to be Papo's pals, you go ahead and hop on Papo's Patreon. Should I make a Patreon? There's not enough of you. But one day there will be a Patreon. And what I'll do is at the end of the podcast, I'll be talking with somebody. Brad, are you almost done? Good Lord. Yeah, no, I mean, you weren't fucking around. You really had to take a shit. Anyway, I don't know what I was talking about. He's got to come back soon. And I gotta put stuff up on the walls. Is this too serial killer to have nothing behind me on the podcast? Maybe I'll just put up something. I've got like some sports memorabilia over there. I've got like some they call them pennants. I don't know what they're called, but it's like those little like triangle flags for like the Eagles and the Phillies and some Philly sports teams. So I might, next time you come back, next week, whatever guest we have here, I don't know, there might be some shit. This might start to fill out behind you. I also thought it was pretty cool. I kind of liked that when I was on the road, the podcast was in different locations 3 times in a row. I don't know, that feels fun. I feel creative finding a new place to shoot when I'm not home. So that was...
Oh, don't go in there.
Do not
go in there.
You were gone for like 7 minutes.
Dude, I had Mediterranean food and a giant coffee. Of course I was going to shotgun blast it on my butthole.
I can't believe you shat on my podcast.
I didn't shit on your podcast.
Well, technically,
I did shit on your podcast early.
You literally just went and took a shit on my podcast.
And then I shat on the idea of podcast. So I shat all over this pod, baby.
Well, now people are going to know that we're very close friends. Because
yeah, of course.
To go take a dump on someone's podcast somebody...
It takes brass balls. What movie?
The salesman movie.
He shot a director in the face.
Don't say the name. I got it. It's Glengarry. Glenn's gay.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
Yeah, we used to,
one of the greatest monologues in a movie, I think.
Yeah, every sales job I've ever had
does the ABC.
Yeah, and they do it as a joke, and then at one point someone pulls up the actual clip and they forget that they say fag like 8 times. Yeah. And then they're like, oops, and they play it off.
You call yourself a salesman, you son of a bitch.
It's like not at all playable in an office now in 2023.
No. You know what's funny? That
somebody got in trouble for it at work.
In the monologue, it's not in the original script. There was no character. Alec Baldwin's character doesn't even exist in the in the play version. Because I looked up, I was like, I want to do Glenn Ross because I really wanted to just do the monologue for like an acting class, and it's not there.
Yeah, and have you seen the movie?
The movie's great. I love the movie.
It's boring.
It's long, but it's good acting.
Sure, but yeah, so is fucking Tar.
Oh, get the fuck out of here! Don't put Tar and Glenn Ross together.
I don't know why I did that. No, it's like of course it's all. The thing is like almost every movie is good acting. Also, by the way, I want to point out why I know why people don't like your solo episodes. You were having a mental breakdown while I was taking a shit. You think so?
I heard everything.
How bad was it?
It was like, I don't know what to do with my hands, mental breakdown.
Come on, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. It wasn't bad. It was funny. It was funny because you're like, my solo episodes are great. And I just hear you as I'm taking a shit being like, what do I talk about? Do we talk about this? What do we talk about when Brad comes out? I'm like, why is this the conversation?
But there's no conversation. It's just my own random thoughts.
Yeah.
I don't know how people actually feel about the solo episodes. I've had people tell me they think they're funny.
I'm sure they're funny, dude. It's just basically you doing stand-up.
You know, I commented on the last solo episode I did where I'm like, because I'm doing YouTube chapters on my videos.
That's smart.
You know YouTube?
Yeah, when you break it down by,
some YTCs.
Yes.
So I'm hitting up those YTCs, getting deep on them. And I'm like, all my favorite podcasts that do that, they'll have like a new chapter every like 3 or 4 minutes for a new topic because that's how long they stick on something.
Sure.
I try to do my YouTube chapters. I'm like, every 10 seconds I'm on.
You're changing.
I'm like, I don't know if that's ADHD or something, but I cannot focus.
It might be.
It might be.
I was also thinking about what I said as I was on the toilet. I was reminiscing about this episode, and I was like,
wait, no, you weren't reminiscing about the episode. You were taking a shit during the episode.
But then I thought about what I talked when you were talking about, like, what should we talk about? What is Brad going to talk about when he gets back? And I go, what did we talk about? And I go, God, I was such a troll on this episode. I was just saying things.
Were you trolling?
Oh, for sure. I was just trying to go for reactions.
But there's only me. I'm the only one here.
Yeah, but I like to bust your buttons a little bit and, have fun.
You like to bust my buttons?
Poke your buttons? Touch your buttons?
No, bust.
Flick your buttons?
I don't hate bust the buttons.
I couldn't figure out the word. I couldn't think of poking. Is it poking your buttons?
I think it's pushing your buttons.
Pushing your buttons. Yeah. That's the name of this episode. Poking your buttons.
The name of this episode is Brad Takes a Dump.
100%.
Are you okay if I do that?
I'm totally fine with that. I think that's funny.
It is funny.
I think the idea of me leaving and then cutting it back to being like, "Don't go in there." That's a solid clip right there.
Yeah, but yes, it could be. But there's something there is something very funny to me about the audience in real time, like knowing that you're pooping.
100%.
During. That does make me smile.
I literally feel so good right now. I feel like you never had that poop where you're just like, "Whoo, I could run the world after that poop."
Yeah, did you do it in the toilet?
No, I did in your sink. What kind of shit is that? Did I think it wouldn't have flushed? There was a part of me going, this may not flush.
All right, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear about this. I like that.
We opened the conversation.
You really did offend my sense of propriety there at the end. I'm like,
wow, I really found what it was.
The fact that they're big turds. Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of my house. This is my home. I make love to my wife in these walls.
Meanwhile, he told me I could get blown in every room, but I described the size of my turd, and that is drawing the line for him.
You know what? Sometimes comedy goes too far, and I think you went a little too far.
I feel like I'm on that episode of Louie where he yells at Jim Florentine about farts, and then I have to have you sobbing, being like, "Turds are funny."
I don't remember that episode.
Oh, it's when he's on the road, and the guy who opens for him is Jim Florentine. He's playing a road comic. And he basically just does a whole bunch of fart jokes, and Louis just getting pissed because he bombs, and the guy who does the fart jokes kills. And he just gets in his face. He goes, "You're a hack." Blah blah blah. He goes, "Yeah, well at least I make people laugh, and that's what I'm here to do." And then Louis has a mental breakdown, starts crying, and just as he's crying, just goes, "Farts are funny. Farts are funny."
That show was great.
Yeah, it was a great show.
That show's one of the greatest shows of all time.
I wouldn't go that far.
I would.
It's a good show.
It's really good.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
Greatest of all time? No.
Yeah, great. What's your quickly? Because we only have 2.5 minutes, and then we're done.
Sorry, I figured out that your soundboard will explode if we go past an hour.
It's a hard out at an hour. But
you know who had a hard out? Was on the bathroom.
Wait, was that a reference to you taking a shit again?
Yep.
But hard out, that doesn't track metaphor wise.
Well, you weren't there.
Okay, what's your greatest TV show of all time? But you have 5 seconds to think of it right
Sopranos.
now. Really?
It's the greatest show ever.
Well, I was gonna say Arrested Development, but then because you said Sopranos, I have to say The Wire.
I heard that's great too. Never seen it.
Really? Never seen The Wire?
Never seen The Wire. Never seen Breaking Bad.
Man, you get a white liberal that was liberal in the early 2000s watching The Wire. We all start talking like we're from Baltimore. It's a dangerous thing to let a white liberal guy from the 2000s watch The Wire. It's just you think you know more than you know.
Of course,
but that show really does feel.
That's good television. Then it
it's
means
great
it
television.
Paints a good picture. You're in the world.
It paints the best picture. It's really like
all those shows did a great job of that.
Yeah, Sopranos. I know I'm supposed to love it.
You should love it. If anybody, you should love it.
It's fine.
It's fucking great.
The one episode with the lawyer, or not the lawyer, with the therapist, where she gets.
Oh, come on. Why are you going to bring up that episode?
That's one of the most beautiful episodes of television ever made.
I mean, yeah, it's intense, but
no spoiler alerts.
No spoiler alerts, but that is the most intense episode.
But it's so good.
I'm not saying it's a bad episode, but that's a fucking crazy one to be like, when you think of The Sopranos, that's not the first scene you think of.
That's what I think of the No.
No, dude.
I do think of that.
No,
I do
dude.
think of that.
Oh, God.
You guys know what I'm talking about?
Oh, God, no.
Throw it in the comments.
God, so you know what episode
You know
we're
what
talking
I'm
about.
talking about.
Dr. Jennifer Melfi is a fucking saint, and you will not bring up that episode.
She's the best.
She's the best. I love Lorraine Bracco. I had a crush on her.
Is she? What's she up to?
She's chilling, man.
She's chilling out.
She books. She works.
She books.
She works.
She's booking it. All right, that's an hour. You have to go now. Brad, where do we? Is it fun to be like to pretend like it has to be done in an hour? It
really is.
We could do 5 hours if you want.
I'm good, Joe Rogan. Where can they find me? Is that what you were gonna ask me?
Nah. Second thought, don't tell them.
Okay.
No, tell them where they can fucking find you.
You can find me on Instagram at dammit. That is MNIT. Most people don't do that, right? Dammit Brad. On TikTok at dammit_Brad because some asshole myself ruined that for myself.
And you can't do Brad Stoll.
I might change it. I was thinking about it.
You should just make it uniform across. Brad Stoll.
I will see if it's available.
Brad Stoll comedy.
I will see if it's available. I'll see if it's available.
Ladies, he's got 4 million views.
But for YouTube, at Brad Stoll, I do have that. That's the one I have it for. Just because I was able to change it for that one. So at Brad Stoll for YouTube. Yeah, my shows are posted. When is this coming out?
Sometime in 2025. I'm banking like 89 episodes.
Sure you are.
It's coming out next Tuesday.
All right. Well, I got a bunch of dates in August coming up. Go to my Instagram. That's where I post all my dates. Thank you for having me, man.
You have a website?
No, it's on my Instagram. It's just like in my bio. I post all my dates.
You don't have bradstoll.com?
No, dude. I did have that for a little bit, and then I didn't want to pay for it anymore.
Oh, it's like $12.
Yeah, well, $12 in this economy is a lot for me, Eric. Sorry that after you told me how much you made this year, I don't need to have this conversation about money.
Wait, did I say on the podcast how much I made?
No, you didn't. But you told me off camera.
That was in our conversation, not to be referenced on, and we didn't go into it once.
Nope.
Brad and I are friends, guys. We talk about things off mic. Then thanks for watching the show.
I hate that you keep saying Brad and me are friends. Like,
well, we are friends.
You're overselling it like we're not friends.
We are friends.
I know we are, but stop saying it like
they don't know. I'm assuring them that we're actually.
If they were there for behind the backups, fuck the backups. I don't know.
It was fuck the backups.
Fuck the backups. They'll know that I was your friend. I talked about my father. We're friends.
You did. You talked a lot about acting on the first time you came on.
Dude, I was hot. I was in my classes.
You were in your classes, and I was cutting it out.
Not having it.
I cut like 30 minutes of a monologue you gave about getting into your character. I was like, snip, snip. Your first episode on the podcast is like 15 minutes. You were getting real.
Why do I agree? Why do I agree to come on this?
You were getting real deep into your
content.
Acting
here's your content. All right, tell them where they can find you for the 100th time.
No, they know where to find me. At Erick Hellwig. I play a little bumper at the end of the podcast to let
a
them know
little
where
bumper,
to go. Little bump. Guys, thanks for watching the show. Brad will be back soon. We're friends. All right, see you later.
Bye.